Okay, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a lovely evening. Hopefully we've got a lovely video in store for you all, because it is, I hope, going to be beautiful for me. We've got the Nutella versus Nutella like Hazelnut Chocolate Spreads. Wow, what an exciting video this promises to be in terms of flavour for me. Hopefully it'll be half decent for you guys as well. Now, quick mention, there was one contender that actually provides us with a white chocolate, which is Morrisons. They do also do their Savers and a standard, milk or dark chocolate. I think it's milk chocolate, and hazelnuts, but they were the only ones to do a white chocolate version, so that's something for us to look forward to along the way. And as started off last video, we've got the recycling feature that I'm mentioning, and I'm sure you'll all be glad to know they're all glass jars other than Morrisons. But good news for those buying on Morrisons, it is a recyclable plastic. So although unfortunately plastic, it is at least recyclable. So top marks there to everyone. And without further ado, I guess we should go on to the normal specs for you to go through. Okay, first up, as ever, price. So Morrisons Savers and Asda SmartPrice are winning the day here at 20 pence per 100 grams. Worst, on the other hand, is M&S Plant Kitchen, which is at £1.40. Now, not sure if you wanted to rule that out, but the next contender closest to that would be Goo at £1.20 per 100 grams. Now, moving on, we're onto the energy values. Best there are Tesco's Sugar Free at 502 calories. Worst, on the other hand, is once again Goo at 619. Moving on for fat, the best one there is Morrisons White Chocolate at 30.2, and worst again, Goo at 47. If we're just looking at the saturated fats, it's once again Morrisons White Chocolate and Hazelnut topping the way at 5.3, against Nutella being the worst off at 10.6. Moving on to sugar, and it's not particularly surprising that the next best is, the best one, is Tesco's Sugar Free at 7.9 grams. Worst off is Nutella at 56.3. And just for reference, the next best after the Tesco Sugar Free would be Asda SmartPrice at 41 grams. So the Sugar Free really jumping in on cutting down the sugars there. When it comes to salt figures, it's the M&S Plant Kitchen, which is best at 0.01 grams. Worst, on the other hand, is Morrisons White at 0.29. Now, being what it is, I've also looked at the amount of nuts in these, and the best is Goo at 35%. Wow, that's quite a huge chunk. All the rest, other than the ones I'm about to mention, are 13%. So we've got M&S Plant Kitchen, which is 15%, and then down at the lower end, we've got Morrisons White at 10%, Morrisons Savers at 1%, and then there's Asda SmartPrice, which we don't have a figure for. When it comes to the actual chocolate content, unsurprisingly, Nutella plus cacao is the winner at 15%, with Goo being the worst at 5%. Ooh. So they throw nuts in, but not much chocolate. I wonder if it'll have a correspondingly nutty taste against the chocolate. So, you know what time it is then? Yes, time to taste. So, first up, the one that should lead the way in terms of things here, and that I guess is going to set the benchmark. Nutella. Let's go for it. Full lid. Yeah, Nutella. Right, what can we do? Taste. 45. I'm leaving a little bit of room just in case, but you know, maybe like a little bit more chocolate, but my gosh, yeah, lovely. 45 taste. Flavor accuracy, yeah, 18. Nuts is coming through. Yes, it is chocolatey, but it's definitely that sort of milk chocolate, which is obviously quite nice, but it's not a hit of I am chocolate, not milk chocolate. But as I say, I'm leaving some leeway here, just in case. So 18 for that. Texture, 10. Smooth, creamy, what you want it to be. Delicious, essentially. Well done. Next up, we're moving to Nutella plus cocoa. Now this is the first time I'd seen it in the shops, I think, from what I recall. So looking forward to trying this. Once again, foil lid underneath. Interesting. To me, that's more just a chocolate spread. Not so much hazelnut at all, really. And it definitely still has the hazelnuts in. It's almost disappointing. You know, it's great in the hit of chocolate flavour, not so great when it comes to the hazelnuts. I mean, still as a chocolate spread, it's pretty good. But I'm going to knock it down to 40. No, it's been nice. 42. It's quite nice. Nice chocolate spread. Nice dark, rich chocolate spread. And we'll penalise on accuracy, knocking it down to 10, because it's definitely hitting you with the chocolate. Barely anything on hazelnuts. Texture, a little bit firmer than the standard Nutella. 9. Okay, next one up is Tesco's. Let's see how they can do. Not a foil, but a plasticized sort of looking lid there. Okay, getting that more chocolate flavour. That was coming through at the end. I'll quickly mention texture. On the spoon, it seemed a lot firmer. You didn't have the sort of flow of like almost a drippy, stringy bit like you did with the Nutellas. But in the mouth, it felt very soft and then coated and like became really gloopy on the mouth and teeth and such. I mean, it's cleaned away quite nicely and it's tasty enough. But I thought I'd mention all those while they were fresh to mind. Taste. I say it's more chocolate spread. Nice, but 40. It's not quite the same chocolate punch as the Nutella plus cocoa. Accuracy, it's going to be 11 because I say it's a hint of hazelnuts at the end. And texture, I'm going 8. I say it's a bit, I think, although it was soft, it was the way it just kind of mushed onto the mouth, which was a bit weird. So there we are. Okay, next up, these are the Tesco's sugar-free, which I believe was the only one to be a sugar-free variety. And once again, we've got that same plasticized sort of lid there. Interesting. Okay, I think they've probably bulked it out with sweetness because that tasted quite sweet, especially against all three of the previous ones. Bit of a milky taste as well, right? Taste 28. It's just more sweetness than chocolate is there, but nothing to shout home about. Flavour accuracy 5. It's just chocolate's not too strong. Hazelnuts, maybe they floated 1 or 2 past. Texture, again similar to the other Tesco's one, it kind of just went onto the mouth. So 8 there. Okay, Tesco's rival is up next in the form of Sainsbury's, and interesting, they've gone with a slightly different design for the bottle, but it's one I've seen before on Nutella and others before, but there's anyone who seems to have it like this. And similar to Nutella, sort of a foil lid there. Okay, back on track. Flavours, nice, but not a wow. It's an interesting meld of nuts. It's there as a constant kind of support, but you have to look for it almost. I mean, as soon as you go, is that a hazelnut one? Yes, you know it. But it's not a roaring nutty flavour. 40? No, yeah. No, yeah, 40 for flavour. Flavour accuracy though, it's going to be 10. It's kind of a floating through, not overly strong one. But yeah. And texture 9. It's back to being what you expect a spready to be, so it just is a nice smooth creamy texture. Okay, here we go with Lidl's submission, Choconussa. Chocolate and nuts. Promises. Right. Once again, got the sort of foilized lid, which has been stylized with some pictures of nuts and such, and a mark done in German for quality control by the looks of things. Nice. Done in Berlin by Dr. E. Kirchhoff. Okay. That is a sweet chocolate kind of flavour. And that's there in support. Again, it's a bit like the Sainsbury one, it's kind of there, just hanging around throughout. But the texture was a little bit grainy. So, flavour 38, as I say, it's a little bit of a sweet chocolate one. Accuracy 10, and texture 8. It's not much of graininess, but compared to the smoothness of the others, it's there. Okay, and here we go. M&S. See what they can offer. Okay. So the seal part was meant to have been stuck to the lid. Interesting concept. There's quite a nice chocolate flavour to that one. Hazelnut's not coming through at all, really. Which is a shame, because it's quite nice. It's not overly sweet. It's sweet, but not a similar sweetness, I guess, to Nutella. Flavours 39. I say it's not much hazelnut. It's nice, but we'll want more. Flavour accuracy 10. Again, it's just missing the sort of hazelnut flavour. Texture though, yeah, no real issues there that can be a 10. Okay, moving on to what was the most expensive price per 100 grams, the M&S Plant Kitchen, a vegan friendly one. Let's see how this goes. So the metal lid there, and no seal, as you can see. It was just the seal of that. See how it tastes though. Tastes quite nutty, but also planty. I'm sure if I was given enough time, I'd probably think of what sort of plant flavours coming through there. I mean plant, I mean, you know, obviously a bean or similar such, but yeah, it's definitely got a, maybe like a soya flavour coming through. You can definitely taste it's got a planty flavour to it. Not overly bad, but not for me. It's, I suppose it just, if I was getting used to it, I'd be more than happy with it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would be more than happy with that. But for me, it's going to score a 35. It's a little bit of a curiosity in terms of taste. Yeah, 35 for flavour accuracy. It's pretty good. I got sidetracked in flavour given the additional flavours in there. I'm going to say 12 because I'm pretty sure it was quite nutty and chocolatey. But then you also had others. So yeah, it feels that extra little bit, but not a resounding full points kind of thing. Texture, yep, no, that's 9. There's possibly just a little something, a little bit of texture within it. Okay, now moving on to Waitrose Essentials and see how they perform. Back to a sort of smoothed foil looking lid. Not too bad. Yeah, as far as things go, that's chocolatey and nutty. I'm going to say 42 for flavour, but flavour accuracy, it's going to be 14 because it's not hugely nutty and chocolatey. I mean, it's definitely that, but it's not the same hit like we started out with. Texture, got a weird grain to it again, so it's going to be an 8. Okay, moving in now to the Morrisons range, and this is the Savers to start out with, and see how they do. Now you can see this, I've got a bit of oil on top and it is a very runny looking chocolate spread. They have all been stored at the same place all together, so it's not like this has received anything different from any of the others. I'll see how it handles. Okay, you can tell that's a budget version. The nuts taste like a nut flavouring rather than nut. Chocolate, again, being a bit messy in terms of how it comes through. Flavour 30. I'm sure like kids would love it. Not so much me. Flavour accuracy, it's going to be 7, because it's the flavours but not right flavours. Texture, bit grainy, as you saw, runny, bit weird. It's a 8. Okay, moving on straight to the Morrisons standard Hazelnut Chocolate Spread. Let's see if this can do a bit better. Doesn't look to be as runny, at least. Okay, yeah, it's a step up. Not a huge one, so flavour's going to go for 38 in flavour. Flavour accuracy is 10. Again, the hazelnut's very mild in comparison. And as for the texture, it's very smooth and such. Just a hint of grit, so it's a 9. Okay, so it's time for the white chocolate one that we've got this round. And Morrisons, let's see how you do here. Once again, you probably can't see it, but you got a bit of a separation, and not as bad as the Savers one, but you certainly got like an oil on top or such within it. You know, that's really not too bad. It's quite nutty in flavour. The milk chocolate is more the support there, but it's definitely there. Definitely milk chocolate. Well, how do you fit that one in? It's flavour. You know what? I'm going to give that 42. That's quite interesting. Flavour accuracy. It's 13. The milk chocolate, being milk chocolate, isn't as dominant a chocolate presence, but it's definitely there. So quite nice. And as for texture, one of the better ones from Morrisons, but is it just smooth? What was there in there? Ooh, it's been 9, just because of the oil separation as well. Okay, here we have Asda, and let's give them a try. Again, back to the old smooth foiled lid. Okay, so flavour is chocolate, hazelnut there. It's almost like a coffee or roasted hazelnut kind of taste to that. I'm going to give it 38 for flavour, but 13 for the accuracy. It's quite nutty and chocolatey, so well done there. Texture, can't quite give it a full one. It'll be 9 because just that hint of grain to it. Right, moving straight on to the next Asda one, and their SmartPrice version. Let's see how this can compare. Again, same foiled lid. You know, for a budget one, that's not too bad at all, really. Flavour. You know, I'm going to give that 40 on flavour. It's pretty good. Accuracy, 14 is pretty good there too, to be honest. Yeah, nice one. Texture, you got the grainy hint to it. Quite firm, but still creamy, but It's going to be 9. Okay, our final supermarket submission is from Aldi in the Nutella. Let's see how they can do. Again, your classic forward-looking lid. Not winning any awards, but it's not bad. It's just middle of the road. Doesn't particularly want to stand out from the crowd. 38 for flavour. 12 for accuracy. And a 9 on texture. Alright. Okay, so our final contender is Goo. Let's see how they can do. They do make the bold claim of being palm oil free as well as gluten free. See how they taste though. Again, as you know, a similar straight sided glass like the Sainsbury's one we had earlier, and the foil top. Right, interesting. At first I was thinking, right, okay, what flavour are we going to get here? It's kind of just a creamy, not too muchness. And then, way, here comes hazelnut. And it dominates completely. You can obviously tell that it is the high nut flavoured one. Wow. And that lasts quite a while on the nut flavour. I'm going to say 40 for flavour. Simply because it had not too much chocolatey-ness to it. It was quite mild. You're wondering where it was going to go. And then whoosh. Hazelnut. Flavour accuracy. Hazelnut and chocolate. Yes, hazelnut. Ooh, struggling with the chocolate. 10, which is kind of the flip of most of the others, which were all chocolate and no hazelnut. This is definitely hazelnut. Where's the chocolate? Texture. It was quite runny, but without being runny. It was super smooth and runny, but not runny. It almost seems like it'd be a tricky one to spread on your bread or whatever. It was already that runny. So I'm going to say 8. Well, there you have it, people. Of course, Nutella is the winner there, and rightly so. And they've done an impressive job on setting the pace. They are the market leaders for absolutely good reason, and we have some good contenders along the way, though, is what I would say. So it certainly pays to not just have to go with Nutella. If you find yourself in other shops, there's certain ones worthy of going for. Of course, where there's winners, there's also losers, and the Tesco's sugar-free scoring 49. You're not quite up to scratch there. Yeah, Tesco's, your sugar-free ones just not cutting the chocolate spread, hazelnut chocolate spread. You know what I mean. But that rounds off today's viewings. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and of course, as ever, feel free to subscribe, like, write a comment. Happy to have you on board and watching. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Keep well.